Three little birds sat on my window, and they told me I don't need to worry. Hi, it's Bonner again. Today we're looking at Put Your Records On by Corinne Bailey Rae. This is one of the great songs of the 90s. Fantastic song. See, this song sounds very jazzy, but honestly, there's a lot less to it than it appears. The way that it's played is a little bit sort of intermediate level. So this is, if you're a player who's got a few basic songs under your belt and you're ready for a song that's going to take your chords and how you play your chords to a higher level, then this is for you. At the very end, I'm going to also provide as a bonus, I'm going to provide a simplified set of chords. So if you're really more at the beginner end of the scale, you can still play this song. The chords, the guitar is not going to sound 100% exactly the same as on the original record, but it still sounds pretty great and it is playable, and that's a good dip your toes in the water kind of step if you're at that stage in your development. Our learning agenda today, we're going to learn the chords for each of the sections of the song. We're going to learn the claw hammer right hand that is used throughout to give you this somewhat percussive sound. Okay, we're going to go through section by section and learn the chords. The main body of the song is essentially just 4 chords. So it's very, very straightforward to play. Come on with me and we'll get into it right now. So here's what's happening with this claw hammer grip. Okay, I use this a lot. This is one of my signature moves, and she's using it on this song. So what we're doing is we're taking a technique that is built out of classical guitar right hand, and we're using it to play rhythm like this. A lot of jazz players do this, a lot of Brazilian players do this. So what we're doing is we're using this dropped right hand. Okay, our fingers are largely extended, almost straight, and our thumb is pushed slightly forward of the fingers. We start off in a rest position, put pointer on D, middle on G, ring on B, and that's where you rest. Thumb starts off on the A string. And that's the position we always return to, and that's how we're getting that percussive sound, is I'm dropping my fingers back onto the strings with a slight thump in between most strums. So I'm going... Here's the beginning part. Okay, and a little tip, because I'm playing over here, I'm playing an E13 chord. So that's an E9, which is this, and then I'm adding the 6, which is over here, 2 frets above. Okay, that's the 6. And that gives you a 13, because 6 plus 7 is 13. So I'm playing this. Okay? And that's that third chord in the beginning of each second line of the verse or chorus. And they told me I don't need to worry. Okay, so how am I doing that? I'm holding down, I'm barring with the forward edge of the ring finger. I'm holding down these notes here in the 9. And then I'm reaching over with the pinky to get up to the 9th fret, and I'm plucking that high E with the pinky of the right hand, I'm plucking the high E with the pinky of the right hand. So here's what that looks like on the right hand when I'm playing that E13. And then I just move back to the middle 4 strings after. Okay? So that's what's happening. That's the right hand component. The other thing you want to pay attention to with the right hand is when we go to the D major 7 at the end of the pre-chorus, or the D minor 6, which are these chords up here. When we go up to these chords up here, D major 7, I'm just moving my thumb to the low E string because I'm playing the low E string on those chords. A lot of these chords I'm just playing the middle 4 strings. Low E string with my thumb for the D major 7, and low E string with my thumb for the D minor 6. Okay, the verse and the chorus is built around 4 basic chords. I'm going to show you those chords right now. We're going to go into a close-up and we're going to just look at the basic chords, okay? Okay, so let's talk about, first of all, the chords in the verse of Girl Put Your Records On, okay? So we're starting off with an A, which is gripped like this. It's kind of like an F major 7 grip from down here on the neck. We're playing on B string, G string, and D string, and my bass note is the open A. So I'm just playing the middle 4 strings. Okay, then my next chord is a B9. This is the next chord, and again we're playing the middle 4 strings. Okay, and that is a very, very commonly used chord. Not at the beginner level, but once you get into intermediate guitar, the B9 is very, very common, or this 9 shape is very common and very convenient for us to use. The next thing we're playing is the E13. So let's talk about the E13. You may or may not know these shapes. Here's the E7. The main structure of the E7 or C7 is on these 3 strings, A, D, G. Now this song uses an E9, so instead of, you may have seen this before, instead of the high note being over here, the high note is up by a whole tone, and that puts us at the 9. That's the 9, or the major second in the chord. So there's the E9, okay? We're going to play that with a bar because we're also going to add this note over here. Now as it turns out, this note is the 5. Okay, that's A, that's the 5 of the E major scale, and this is the 6 over here at the 9. And so here's how we get that E13. We put these fingers down, but I bar across G, B, and E with the ring finger. You really don't need to, get the high E because we're not really playing it in that position. We're playing the high E by holding our pinky on the high E over here, and I'm clawing the A string, D string, and G string back here, but I'm adding, using my pinky on my right hand, I'm picking up, I'm going to show you that here if I can. I'm picking up the high E string, and I'm playing this sound on the E13 just for 2 beats, and then I take the pinky off, and now my ring finger on my right hand, where is it? Ring finger on the right hand is going to be playing the B string in the E9. It sounds like this. There's your E9, E13 to E9. If the E13 to E9 is too hard at first, you can just play all E9 there. Just play it like this. Okay? While you're learning, you want to build up to being able to play E13, A9. But while you're building up to that, it's totally okay to play this. Okay? So there's your E13, D9, then we go back to the A. Okay? And those are all the chords in the verse. Okay, so that's the verse, and here's how we put those together. Okay, that's the main riff of the song right there. Oh, 3 little birds sat by my window, told me I don't need to worry. Okay, so that's the verse, and then what we have is we have a short section that takes us into the chorus. Let's go to the pre-chorus. Okay, so here's the pre-chorus. We're playing F sharp minor 7. So this is basically an A minor 7 from down here on the neck, and we're just sliding it all the way up. So our middle finger is on the 10th fret. Pointer, we're barring at the 9th fret, and we're just playing a little, it's kind of like a B minor 7 shape or an A minor 7 shape barred at the 9th fret. Maybe. Now we're going to slide our hand down 1 fret, and our middle finger, but we're not barring anymore. We don't really have to. We stay in a similar position, and our pointer finger, we slide down by 1 fret. Our middle finger goes onto the B string on 9, ring finger, G string on 10, pinky, D string on 13, pointer on A string back here at 8, and we get this. And that is a C sharp. This part, these 3 fingers, that's a C sharp chord. And we're adding the F sharp, we're adding the F as a bass. We're adding the F as a bass on the A string. So that's this chord. And you can, if you practice this a little bit, you're going to find that going from the F sharp minor, that you're going to find that going from the F sharp minor 7 to the C sharp is actually a very comfortable natural move. It's very small. Our middle finger stays on the B string, which helps us to anchor the rest of the chord. So it's way easier than you think. And then after that, we go back to the F sharp minor 7. And then from there, we go back to our regular B9, our B9 back here at the 6th fret. That's right. Which we've already looked at, the B9. I will talk about the movement here. So let's talk about moving this big jump. We're going from F minor 7, and then we're going to go back to B9, and then we're going to go up to D major 7 up here. So what we're doing is we're taking our pointer, we're taking our chord from the 9 to the 6, back up to the 10. How do we do that moving around? At first, if you're just an intermediate or beginner player, that seems like a big movement. Here's how you do it. You start off by just teaching one finger where it's going. So all you do is you go, okay, I'm going to be playing this chord here at the 9th fret. So I'm just going to go pointers on the 9th fret. Then I'm going to go back, pointers on the 6th fret. And then I'm going to slide up to 10 and put the pointer on the E string. And I'm just going to practice that movement. 9th fret on A, 6th fret on A, 10th fret on E. And when you play that, you can really hear the reason why we're playing these chords, because it gives you this really nice bass line that's happening under your chords. Ba, ba, ba. Okay? Very, very nice line. Once I'm comfortable with moving just the pointer finger, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to just one strum at a time, I'm going to work through my chords. Then I'm going to go down to B9, I'm going to go down to my B9, and then I'm going to slide my pointer back up here and put my D major 7 on. Okay? And so that's how I do that change. And that takes us into the last two chords of the pre-chorus are the D major 7, which we play like this. This is kind of an F-based D major 7. This is based on the shape we would normally play out of an F or an E shape. And then we're going to play a D minor 6, and this is the D minor 6. It's kind of a cousin to a G-based shape. Again with the bass on the low string. So there's our more things seem to change, the more they stay the same. Oh, don't you hesitate. Okay. I'm going to do a quick run through of the pre-chorus section, okay? And I'm going to use the same strum that I use in the verse. Maybe sometime got it wrong, but it's alright. Then I'm just going to go up to the D major 7, and on the record, she's just playing one strum. More things seem to change. D minor 6. More they stay the same. Now, if you're performing this at an open mic or something, you may find it more a richer sound if you fill in instead of leave those open. So it depends on how confident a singer you are. But you could play it like this. Maybe sometimes we've got it wrong, but it's alright. The more things seem to change. So I'm doing 3 hits there. The more they stay the same. Oh, don't you hesitate. Okay? Try it out for yourself. Practice along with the record. You're going to hear the difference. You'll pick one that's comfortable for you. The chorus is basically what we began with. The song actually, the rhythm accompaniment of the chorus is the same as the verse. So it's just... Okay, we're not adding any more chords in the chorus. The chorus chords are the same as the verse, except we add that D major 7 and D minor 6 tag at the end as we did in the pre-chorus. Okay, so the second half of the chorus goes, sapphire and faded jeans, I hope you get your dreams, just go ahead, let your hair down. you're gonna find yourself somewhere. Okay? That's all that's changed in the end of the chorus. Those are all the parts of the song, except for the bridge. The bridge comes out of a chorus, and it's really, really very, very simple. We're introducing one new chord in the bridge, and I'm going to go to a close-up and show you that chord. We have one new chord in the bridge, okay? In the bridge, we're playing a B minor, or I use a B minor 7 actually, in the bridge. And all we're doing in the bridge is we're playing at the 7th fret the jazz version of an E-based minor 7 chord is just like this. We're just muting the A string, I'm holding down the E string, and I'm barring the rest of the strings with the ring. So it's this kind of triangular shape, and I'm playing. Was more than I could take, pity for pity's sake. And then I'm going back to my F sharp minor 7 that I played before at the 9th fret. I thought that I was stronger, back to the B minor. So we play 1.5 patterns there on the B minor. When you gonna realize you just don't have to try any longer. Do what you want to. Okay, that's all that's happening at the end of the bridge. So these are all chords that we already know except for the B minor. So here's the bridge progression. It goes 2 measures of B minor, and then back to F sharp minor 7. We're playing the 9th fret as usual, and then we go realize, and we play 1.5 patterns of B minor, and then we go to 1 hit on D major 7. Try any longer, do what you want to. So here's how that goes all together. Oh, was more than I could take, pity for pity's sake. Nights to get me awake. I thought that I was stronger. When you're gonna realize you don't even have to try any longer. Do what you want to. And then we go back to the verse. So the bonus section is, can I play this with more basic chords? So let's go through the chords that we're going to play. So a simplified version of this, for those of you who are the beginners in the crowd, you can just play an ordinary A, play a B7 instead of a B9, okay? You only are playing the middle 4 strings again. For the E13 to E9, I would just play an E7, regular E7 like this, with the B string added. And then back to A. That's your verse. Doesn't sound exactly the same as the record, but they are the correct chords, and it's something you can start working on right away. All right, let's go back to the pre-chorus. So pre-chorus, I'm going to do the pre-chorus again. So here's F sharp minor in the pre-chorus. We're just going to bar G, B, and E, and hold down the D string. That's F sharp minor. Maybe. The C sharp with an F, we're going to play a B flat minor 7. Sometimes, okay? B flat is basically C sharp anyway. And then back to F sharp. We've got it wrong, but it's back to a regular B7. All right. And then we're going to play these D major 7. We're going to play it here, barring across the 2nd fret, the 3 high strings plus with an open D. The more things seem to change. And then we're going to go to an ordinary D minor. The more they stay the same. Okay? Okay. So when we get to bridge, we're going to play an ordinary B minor down here at the 2nd fret. There's more than I could take, pity for pity's sake. F sharp minor 7, we're going to use the one we looked at earlier in the pre-chorus. This. All nights kept me awake, I thought that I was stronger. Back to B minor 7. and you're gonna realize that you don't even have to try any longer. Do what you want to. Okay, so that's D major 7. Try any, back to B minor 7, longer. D major 7. Do what you want to. That wraps up our quick overview of Put Your Records On. Pay attention to the close-up sections. If you need to work with the beginner version of the chords, I've given you a whole section that breaks that down, so how you can play this with basic chords, most of which you will probably already know. Have fun practicing this. Again, this is a little bit more of an intermediate to an advanced song for a couple of reasons. The right hand grip and that percussive style of strumming, and of course the phrasing, the way that the vocal phrasing sits on top of this. It's almost a Latin beat, the guitar part for this. And so getting the phrasing of the singing on top of it does take a fair amount of practice. You probably notice me stumbling in a couple of places. So this is a song that's really well suited to someone who's a fairly strong singer, who's just getting going on guitar, or who's at an intermediate level on guitar. It's a beautiful song. Hats off to Corinne Bailey Rae, who's still performing and releasing new material. And have fun. If you want to learn a couple of other songs that are sort of in that kind of intermediate advanced level, there's one here, there's one here. Come on back and visit me again soon.